Hey, my name is TT, also known as TT the Manager, and this is the Level Up Your Digital Marketing Podcast. Once again, I'm TT, also known as TT the Manager, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Level Up Your Digital Marketing Podcast. Welcome. Hey, I am a marketing strategist. I'm a jack of all trades, really, but I do more than this stuff. But I'm a marketing strategist. I'm an artist manager and a content creator, and I've been in marketing in some form or another for nearly 20 years. I've done it all I've been a brand ambassador for some brands. I've been a merchandiser for Fortune 500 companies. I've been a marketing manager at a retail location. I've done so much stuff in marketing. And I started working for myself in 2020, and I founded a company called Red Lipstick Media, which is a marketing and management company. And during my time freelancing, working with my clients they're real people like you. They're small businesses. They're not these big, huge businesses. They're real people. And I've heard just about every pain point, every complaint, every question, myth and urban legend you can imagine. And I figured if my clients were having these questions, if they were hearing this stuff, other people must be hearing it. And during my time on social media, I have found that to be true, that yes, everyone is having these same pain points, everyone is hearing the same urban myths, and everyone is having the same complaints. So I started this podcast to solve it. All right. I wanted to give you questions to your answers. I wanted to help quell those urban myths and legends. And then I also wanted to help give you some tips and tricks and lessons that I've learned in all of my years of marketing and my time on social media, all in a non-techie way. So you can level up your digital marketing. All right, let's get to it. All right, enough of the intros, enough about me. Let's get to this episode because it is juicy. And if you saw the title, it is not clickbait. This is real stuff, real life. Instagram, if you think you've been shadow banned, Instagram will now tell you if you are. They will. It is not clickbait. But there are stipulations. Stick around and we'll talk about that. But if you have been following me, if this isn't your first rodeo with me, you've read my blog posts my previous blog post, as a matter of fact, which is called Shadowbans Algorithms. And if you've gone to my workshop by the same name, you will also know that in 2018, Instagram established the community guidelines. They made 1 billion followers, and then the Instagram community guidelines were followed, which makes sense. But here's what they say about the community guidelines, quote unquote. The guidelines were created to help us, quote unquote, Instagram, foster and protect this amazing community. Then 3 years later, we got a major update over the community guidelines. And so in 2021, what happened was Instagram dropped this article to his blog post explaining how Instagram works. So all of these years, Instagram was a thing. It started in 2010, 2011, and then 10 years later, we finally get answers. We start to, at least. They dropped the blog post and it says, this is how we work. So using the both terms, algorithm shadow banning for the first time ever. And I'll tell you, baby, I lost my mind when I read the word shadow ban and algorithm from Instagram, because we have all, if you've been on Instagram for longer than a year, longer than 5 months, longer than 10 seconds, you know that your content can come and go. It can go off, or you can post something and it can do nothing. And there are people that are posting stuff that 1 minute was going crazy, and then all of a sudden, no engagement. And we're wondering why. But Instagram had told us nothing. We had no idea until 2021 when they dropped this blog post explaining how it worked. And then a couple of weeks later, head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, who is at Mosseri on Instagram, do follow him because he gives updates as to what happens, or you can just follow me because I'll tell you about what he said anyway. But he posted a reel to his account, basically repeating what the blog post said. but also reiterating Instagram's effort to be quote unquote more transparent. And then so they added the account status feature to Instagram profiles. So they had been hearing all of this talk about shadow banning, and then the George Floyd situation happened, and people were saying that they were shadow banning, they were keeping the Black Lives Matter post from getting seen, traction. They were getting all this backlash from all of these organizations, all of these people, activists, and then on top of the people that are already creatives on the account saying, wait, there's something not right. I have all these followers, I've been doing all of this creating, my posts were going here, and then nothing. And so they opened up this account status to be more transparent, to show you what's happening on the other side. So they wanted us to know how the algorithms work, because there are more than one algorithm working on Instagram. And any other app that is more than you just hit yes or no, there are a bunch of algorithms working at play. All right, let's get that out the way. Let's stop saying algorithm. It is algorithms. And so account status was dropped, and then they talked about it, and they said, we're making changes to make it easier to know what's going on with your account in a new tool called account status. Account status will be your one-stop shop to see what's happening with your account and content distribution. And so if we were listening, we would have read between the lines, and we would have known that Instagram, it was indeed saying that they were screwing with our account content, because they said it right here. Account status will be your one-stop shop to see what's happening with your account and content distribution. They go on to say, we'll start by making it easier for people to know whether their account is at risk of being disabled. That's the first thing. We're like, we'll just tell you if your account's going to be disabled, because I think that's most important to you, to see if you're going to lose your account. And then they said in the coming months, this was in 2021, this is 2023, all right? Just keep that in mind. In the coming months, we plan to add more information to this tool, giving people a better sense of how their content is being distributed and recommended across different parts of Instagram. They said it, they told us, we're screwing with your account content, and we'll let you know in the next couple of months. We'll start doing more things to this account status so that you can see what's happening with it. All right, so if you have said that Instagram was not trying to show you what's going on with your account information, and if you said that they just want us to buy more ads, go ahead and apologize. Apologize right now. Actually, don't apologize, because it's probably true. But account status did not let us know about violations. They did let us know about violations, but we're still like, whatever, Instagram, you're shadow banning us. Show us how. But there's still no real proof until December 2022. And that's only if you have a professional account. They're working on it. Come on now. Give them some credit. So in my previous blog post, we also discussed the benefits of changing your account to professional. I'm not going to repeat it. It's important. If you have a business and you're trying to grow on Instagram, the biggest thing for me is insights. That's the only place you're going to be able to see your insights is through a professional account. And it's worth it to me just for that. There are other benefits you get from having a professional account. I went over those in my previous blog post, but you can read that in the previous blog post, but just for the insights itself, it's just worth it to be able to know what's happening with your content distribution. You don't have to guess, you can see. All right. So do set your account to professional, but now you're having a bigger incentive to do it, because you will now know if your account is shadow banned. All right. How am I going to know I've been shadow banned just by changing my account to professional? Hold on a second. Let me tell you.